Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Simpa here, giving you another couple of replays today in my Is-3 with my friend Rehin in the platoon on steps. The Is-3 is one of my favorite tanks. You can have really good games in it, but it's just quite vulnerable to certain situations, like when there's a lot of artillery. You can get quite punished. But as with any tank in World of Tanks, it's all about the player, and sometimes a bit about the situation. You always need to be adaptive. This is a beautiful tank when you play aggressively, but it can also hold defensive positions. This game will be an example of being quite aggressive. And as you can see here, Rehin and I, being on Skype, talking things over, we have decided to take one side of this rock, or these rocks, more or less. He goes left, I go right. And it will work out quite well, as you soon will see. The good thing about talking on Skype is that you can coordinate your movements quite well. And yeah, I'm not going to give it all away, but we'll see some interesting flank maneuvers and some good timing, especially from Rehin's side. And as you can see here, we got a Jagdpanther and a Jagdtiger 88 and a really aggressive super Pershing. And as you can see here, the Jagdtiger 88 is in a good position where he's slightly in a slight incline, which means that his front is very well angled for anyone shooting at him. He will later move to a position where he's not that well protected by his front plate, because he will be standing in a decline instead. He will move over the ledge, so to speak, and me and Rehin will just put shot after shot into him. And here we go. And as you can see here, Rehin is a bit ambivalent. He can't really decide what to do yet, but I tell him, well, the Jagdtiger 88 is ready to be punished. And he says, oh, I'm up for that. So here we go. Quite a synchronized kill. He didn't get away in time, and Rehin and I decides that it's time to be aggressive. And the T-25-2 decided to take that shot for some reason. I think it was, maybe he suffers from amnesia and didn't think that the Jagdpanther was still there, and I managed to re-angle in time, taking that shot, making it a bounce. Jagdpanther 2. And Rehin goes in close, ready to pull the trigger if he has to, but no problem there. And now it's just a matter of time taking out the super Pershing. Quite simple pincer maneuver there. Worked out quite well, I feel. Now it's time to focus on the centre. And as you can see here, they've got quite a few people down in the trench, getting ready to cap, or whatever. Rehin and I decides that if we find artillery, we'll leave it to the other guys, because there's always other people interested in taking out the artillery, and generally it's not necessary unless it's a game where the artillery has been racking up kills, or if they can really influence the game. But when you're outnumbering them like 3, 4 to 1 or 2, it's better to take out the tanks that could threaten you. And Rehin finds the Comet and decides that, well, let's take him out. He also decides to not really give a damn about the Black Prince, which will eat away a bit at his HP, but luckily the Black Prince isn't really that big a threat. And Rehin decides ramming is a fun pastime, and I can quite agree to that. That's the end of the Comet. He's going to take out the Black Prince now. And as you can see, the Panther is dead as well. And this poor Black Prince, he isn't really in a position where he can do anything. Rehin gets a nice, exactly average shot there. I'm not sure if the Black Prince is firing premium. I'm having a hard time thinking that he needs to do that to pen in this type of angle. We didn't really fancy any real... we didn't fancy him a threat, yeah. So we just did what we felt we should, and just got rid of him. As you can see here, the T-28 prototype is a bit out in the open, which is fine, I think, considering the good armor it's got. But as you can see, I'm Rehin is in an angle where it's not that easy to pen the front of him, but Rehin gets a really interesting RNG on his on his shell there, and it goes. He's just in a slight decline backwards there. So Rehin just puts one under him, and it hits the undercarriage of the tank, which is quite hilarious, to be honest. And Rehin feels that, well, your days are numbered, son, and decides to take him out. As you can see here, he's got... gets a bit trigger happy, the poor prot. I think he's panicked, like most people tend to do in these situations when they're on low health, and someone with high health in a tank that they either respect or just generally they're not used to it. And as you can see there, I've been taking a bit of hits, but Rehin comes in and backs me up. The thing is though that just being on low health doesn't mean that you should give up. More often than not, you can still get frags if you're reactive to your surroundings. Not always, of course. There are times when artillery just takes you out. And the most important part is to ignore the shots, because generally the advice coming out is not so great. Rehin takes for the stick to get rid of the annoying siren, and the ISU will, I think, be killed by artillery soon. Yeah, gonna get a low roll. But as you can see here, Rehin is doing everything right, and this poor T-34 he takes a bit of a dodgy decision, decides that, well, rushing is a great idea when I can just be hull down. But no, he hull down, he's too cool for that, so he decides to rush Rehin, and he'll live to regret it. Not sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to exploit the new efficiency, I don't know, getting some defense points. And me, Rehin, and the artillery fire at the same time, taking him out. And there you have it. Time to carry on into my replay. I'll be right back. And we're back. Now it's time for me to show you how it's done. We'll see if I can match Rehin's game. To be honest, we had both great games. Rehin is really efficient. But anyway, you get to see it from another perspective, which I find is quite important when it comes to getting a tactical overview of things. That's why I do these type of videos. But as you can see here, I will be driving up the right side of the rocks, the so-called heavy tank trap. I will do some interesting damage, but not until the later part of the game. Rehin basically cleans up at the start, and here for some reason the T25-2/2, sorry, decided driving right behind me was a good idea, but I don't think that I really made any indications of stopping, so can't really blame him for it more than any. And right, yeah, I'm just taking it a bit easy so that I won't get blind fire shot by that Jag Tiger, aiming for that T-34, but he probably wouldn't anyway. And I'm just side scraping a bit here, because there's no point really in not doing that, to be honest. And here I'm quite certain that it will bounce, but I'm hoping maybe I'll hit the weak spot or something. But no such luck at first. But trust me, it will get better. And Rehin's been basically blocked off from the corner by the T-34. But the thing with the gun on the Is-3 is that it's a lot more accurate than you might think. I rarely get massive misses. Then of course it might be because of you know, just getting used to being fully aimed in Russian tanks. But what do you know? But as you can see here, I'm going to put this shot right over the hill there, and then I'm going to get a bounce, I think, or maybe he's not shooting at me. Not sure, to be honest. But as you can see, I will put one more right above that little hole. Yeah, okay, that was the bounce. And Rehin took care of that. And now we're just going to be aggressive. And Rehin will get a nice shot and track into the Young Panther 2. And I'm just saying to him, yeah, I'll just take that shot. One of us might as well. But as you can see, I was well angled coming around that corner, which is one of the things you always need to consider in this tank. And I figure that even though it might not be at all necessary for me to take out the Jank Panther, someone else could have done it, but the thing is that it's not worth the risk of letting him live, get another shot off. He might hurt one of my friends. That is not acceptable. But anyway, I see the Type 59 fighting the Panther, and I decide, well, can't have that. Sadly though, the Type 59 gets his ass handed to him, probably face-hugging the Panda when he shouldn't. The thing is that, due to the Panther's sloped armor and good accuracy and quite high penetration for a tier 8 medium, it's not really that smart, to be honest, to face hug, or for that matter be positions where the Panther can fire back at you. As you can see, even I will take a hit from him and he'll be going right through, and he's in the same tier. Now I'm trying to track him, I think, but I don't have to. The AMX will take him out, I think. But as you can see, due to the low profile of this tank, you can get some good hull down positions. Took an unnecessary hit there from the T-34, wasn't really paying attention. Was a bit preoccupied with making sure that Rehin didn't take too much damage. But anyway, due to the low profile of this tank, you can get into some really nice positions where you can get hull down. And as long as they don't hit the hatch on top of your tank, you're in the money. Most people don't know about the weak spot being that, you know, frontal upper plate on top of the gun mantlet. And it stretches back quite far. I think it's only about 30 millimeters, so most tanks can just punch right through it. I've actually had games in really shitty pen tanks where I've just gone right through it. I think you should have at least 150 due to the angling, but I've penetrated with lower accuracy lower pen guns. But as you can see here, I'm getting a lucky shot that ends up right on top of that little edge on the turret of the T-28 prototype there. That's one of the things I really like. That you can actually pen there due to the nice pen on this tank, on this gun, sorry. But anyway, as you can see here, they are a bit, they're quite smart, these T-32s. They are defending the cap, you know, effectively blocking our team off from pushing them too hard. But the thing is that it's a good thought, but they don't really capitalize on it that well. I'm not sure what the T-34 is doing. He's a bit distracted. I angled poorly against him there, as you could see at first, but the thing is that he would probably have penetrated me anyway due to the extreme alpha, the extreme pen of, I think it's about 248 on the T-34. So it would have been no point anyway angling it. What you've got to do against the T-34 is basically outmaneuver him or place yourself in positions where he can't use his superior penetration and accuracy. And here I am angling quite well, and I'm in a hold down position, which makes it impossible for him to do anything. And the ISU was a bit too trigger happy at first, and then he's too aggressive, and I think it's the Hummel that kills him. Yep. And now this T-34 decides that he doesn't want to live anymore without any defense points. So he's going to be rushing down a bit. Here you see I'm aiming at the front wheel, which is always a good bet on any tank, to be honest, because you generally hit a poorly armoured point of the tank. Generally you just go right through it. But there you have it. And we all fire at the same time, or at least the Hummel hits at the same time that we fire. But as you can see there, it's a game of about 8.8k damage output combined in the platoon. 4.8 for me and about 4.1 for Rehin. And as you can see, these tanks can clean up quite well. We took some unnecessary damage, but that's what the HP's there for. But anyway, in conclusion, you can be quite aggressive in these tanks if you time everything very well, and it doesn't really matter if you're in a platoon or not, as long as you've got good timing. But it makes it a lot easier if you've got a friend with you. So, that's it basically. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I will see you guys around.